wars, whether you win or lose. But if you win, you get hurt too.
Te desvestiste, lo hicimos en la habitación, qué rico mami, pero el amor me fallaba, no había nada, mi amor.
Hey, man, what's up, baby?
What's your problem, nigga? Get in with.
Perdido, sé lo que siento, pero tú no entendemos haciendo el amor. No hay nada más que eso, estamos.
Welcome back, you guys, to the largest Fast and Furious collection in the world. And since the 20th anniversary of the Fast and the Furious is coming out, I thought we'd bring you Ja Rule's car from the first race, okay? Welcome back to the channel. This is a DC2 Integra, and this is one of my favorites, honestly, because it has a big turbo under the hood. Yes, that's right, you guys, it's a B18C with a turbo. We're gonna take it for a drive today and see what she does. This is, if you guys don't remember, this is the car that Ja Rule was incentivized by a threesome to win the first race, in which he failed miserably. A lot of the other hero cars we all know about, you know, they're super recognizable. They were driven by Brian O'Connor, Vin Diesel's character, Dominic Toretto. This one, only on the screen for a couple of minutes, but this is, to the best of our knowledge, the only replica of this car in the world, okay? Let's get behind the wheel and reminisce a little bit, shall we?
Hi, my name is Jorge Acosta and we are on my warehouse on Leduc, Alberta. Yeah, well, it has this, I bought this, like I mentioned on the previous video, I bought this Integra because it had a turbo on it. It has a guide turbo on it. I don't remember what size in it. And it's on 14 pounds of boost. So it's really a fast car. And it's the same color as the movie car, so it was a really easy replica to do. We got a lot of problems with the seats and with the wheels. But yeah, I love this Acura. Even that it was only like 3 seconds on the movie, 5 seconds, just the race, and that's it. Oh, and I forgot, we still have to build the white Civic for the first race.
All right, so we are here on the side of the road. This is one of the cars that Jorge showed us when we first got back to Edmonton, and he was like, you need to drive this. And so we're bringing it out here to the filming location. It's got a beautiful Edelbrock intake manifold and a number of other parts. B18C Mishimoto radiator. It's got a bunch of great stuff on it. It's got open wastegate, but we're driving out here. It did not like full throttle, and it hit some sort of boost cut or some sort of safety hit, and the check engine light would flash, the tach would like dip. But then it was fine. It did a couple mid-throttle pulls. That's when I found out it had an awesome sounding open wastegate, hit boost, the car's crazy fast, and then it just the check engine light's just on and it won't idle. I have a feeling this car probably has not been driven in months. A lot of these cars are show cars, and when you're a guy like Jorge who owns 40 plus vehicles, you don't get to drive them very often. But the AFRs look good, the vacuum looks good, and the car's not overheating. Seems very healthy, the oil's good, so I don't think it's going to blow up. All right, you guys, here we are in Ja Rule's Integra. But first things first, these harnesses are not connected to anything, so. As much as I would like to look cool with Momo harnesses, like if there was a chance ever of a car blowing up here on Roads Untraveled, it's today, it's right now. But let's go. This is Ja Rule's DC2 B18C Integra GSR, okay? So in the DC2 lineup, the GSR is right below the Type R. The Type R does have a stronger engine, it comes with a little bit more power, and the chassis specifically, as with the Civic Type R, of the same kind of era, the late 90s era, the white hatch, those are also very reinforced when compared to some of the other models in like lower down in the lineup. So they do have a lot more spot welds than the GSR here, and the chassis in general is stiffened up. There's just more material around the strut tower, braces and everything. This is the car. I mean, this car provided so much comedy in that first scene. Let's get real here. What are the incentives these guys have to win the race? The one guy on the right-hand side of the race, if I remember correctly, is just playing GT2. He's playing Gran Turismo 2 in his car. He's just there to, I don't know, he's occupying his time with the race. He's not really focused on the race itself. Enough talk. He lost the race. She's cooperating. Open wastegate. It's a bit of a mystery build, okay? There we go, the check engine light. That might be our only pull of the video. That was a mid-throttle pull. If I had to guess, this car's easily putting down 350 to 400 wheel horsepower. I mean, easy. I haven't had time to look at the actual boost gauge. We've got this like Zytronics wideband AFRM display here. So it's kind of faint. It doesn't have a backlight of any kind, but we've got our AFRs, we've got our boost and everything. Because at first when I got in here, I didn't see any gauges, which is good. Clean look.
These graphics were done by Perform Auto, and Delaney's mom, he owns Perform Auto. She did my seats. I have Momo seats that I spent 2 years finding the real Momo seats, but she did such an amazing job in these seats that they're not Momo, they're just replicas. Then I rather to keep those seats in the car. Like, they did an amazing job. Well, the wheels were really hard to find, and like I said, the seats, the real seats. But we have the steering wheel, and we have the rest of the parts were easy to find. I have another set of wheels. I have another wing now, because I started buying like crazy, and now I'm gonna have to sell them because I don't need them, and I need space. And that's another stuff that I wanted to talk to you guys. A lot of people has been asking if they can come here to watch the cars, and like because of the space. Last time I brought people here to watch the car, they scratched one of my cars. So I need a bigger space. And as soon as I have another warehouse where we can put the cars and we can have space, I'll promise I can let people to come to see the cars.
All right, you guys, we're trying for round 2 here. We let the Integra sit for a little bit. It's running cold. I've got the heat on to get all the heat out of the engine. The check engine light is off. So my guess is we're gonna get a couple of pulls in here. I really want you guys to hear how this thing sounds. It's ridiculous. There we go. There we go. 8,000 RPM. She's working. Oh, she still doesn't go full throttle, but it's just about. The DC2s are the VTEC motors. A lot of Integras came non-VTEC. Knew a couple people who dailied those. Great cars, great fuel efficient vehicles, but when you go for the more expensive, kind of upmarket Integras, what you get is one of the, as far as Hondas go aesthetically, how they look on the outside, DC2 Integras, these later ones with the more modern quad around headlights, this is what it's all about. I absolutely love the way these cars look. I love the seating position. Again, we'll try another pull here. VTEC comes on strong, just past 6,000 RPM or so. There's VTEC. There we go, it caught there. 17K. I'd imagine if I was able to go full throttle here, that we'd see that turbo just be right back in boost, matched up with VTEC. It certainly feels that way. This turbo, it's big. This is a very laggy car. It's a very laggy car. You really don't have much under 5,000 RPM. Oh, there we go, boost cut again. Oh, that open wastegate is all you can hear. The wastegate is all you can hear. Blue smoke behind us, as per usual. God, Jorge, this car, out of any car I've driven in Jorge's collection, this has the most potential. My God, ever since I drove Devin's Turbo Civic, his bright orange Turbo Civic, back in Kelowna, and that thing scared the shit out of me. Ever since then, I've been a fan. I became a fan that day of turbocharged front wheel drive Hondas. I really did. It's an important car in that first race. It's part of the first race in the first movie, which these cars, those 4 cars on the line and the cars in that movie just hold, I hold those higher than basically every other car in the franchise. But it's not a car that people typically recognize. This is not an over-the-top build. It's got a Wings West wing on it. It doesn't have much in the way of aero. The graphics aren't too crazy. And it's just kind of a plain red. It's got more like sponsor decals on it than it does graphics. And it's more of, you know, a typical tuner car, which kind of fits Ja Rule's character and his style. We're gonna try to turn around here. I'm gonna try to keep it from dying as it dies in the middle of the road. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. Sorry, you guys. Fuck. That guy on his John Deere. We're in the middle of nowhere. He's like, where did this Integra come from? Who is this idiot racer? Yeah, awesome Momo seats here. I do not know. I'm hoping these are authentic Momo seats. Jorge does not tend to cheap out on the parts on his movie cars. I mean, the Veil sides are all real Veil sides. The Veil side wheels he's got coming for Dom's Red RX-7 that we also drove and filmed, those are legitimate. He paid an insane amount. I mean, all the paintwork, all the bodywork, this stuff costs so much money. But for real, you guys, this is what happens when you own 40 plus vehicles. You just don't, like, if this was one person's car, if it was one of you guys that owned this car and this was maybe one of 2 or 3 cars that you own, and this was like your fun car, the car you took out on the weekends, would go cruising with your friends, do a few pulls and hit the back roads, it would probably run fairly well. But when you have 40 vehicles, even with people working with you, it is next to impossible to keep everything in 100% working order all of the time. So for that, I cut Jorge a little bit of slack, and this car probably hasn't been on the road, my guess, in over a year, and there it just died again. I wonder where Ja Rule is now. I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant, but like, is he still making music? And if so, is it good? I mean, he provided a lot of the soundtrack for that first movie, and I'm pretty sure the second movie too. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. It just died again. But I'm glad we got to show you a little bit more of the Turbo Integra. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit me up on Instagram at Roads Untraveled. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the rest of the videos in our series here in Edmonton. Of course, go watch Fast 9. This is kind of why the timing worked out so well for this series. But until then, see you next time.